Hello, my beautiful souls. You are listening to the Messy Human Tarot, and I am your host, Ruby. So, like all tarot readers, we aspire to improve the world in some kind of way. Like all tarot readers, we hope to bring light and a deeper value and meaning into your life. We're not a replacement for good professional services like therapy, medical services, financial or legal advice from the experts. But with that said, we're a lovely entertainment value, but we can be like I feel like we're good support. I feel like I get a lot of guidance from other tarot readers, I do, and I believe in this stuff. I really do. And when you really believe in this stuff, you put your whole heart in, and you really strive to give people quality service, quality care. Ooh, just saw a butterfly go right by. Transformation isn't a one-size-fits-all. It doesn't happen in an exact formula. It doesn't happen in an exact way for everyone. We're all drawn to different individuals, drawn to different modes of whatever makes you feel good inside, right? Whatever works. We all have our own strengths, our own interests, our own goals, our own identified needs. Whatever works for you, that works best for you, there's a divine plan in place for you. And 9/19 came forth for me today. And I had a couple of interesting messages, actually, that I thought were fabulous, actually. But it made me kind of pause because I was confused. Before 9/19 came forward for me, which is there is a divine in place, you're on the right path. Actually, no, that's 5858 is you're on the right path. 9/19 goes really well with the Fool card energy, which I was literally going to start this episode I was like, I had this plan. We're going to talk about the Fool card and da 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 da. And then 9/19 came forth. And we're going to talk about the Fool card and 9/19. But before we do that, we're going to also talk about a couple messages that came forth for me right before that happened. So, for whatever reason, I've been getting a lot of signs of chicken, bop, 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 bop. And I thought that was really weird, and I got really upset, actually. I got really defensive, I'm not a chicken. I'm not a chicken. And I got, I shut down. I was actually, whenever I see that sign, I was very disinterested in what was going on. I was like, no, nope. So I didn't want to listen, basically, about what the universe was trying to bring up for me. And by the way, if anything doesn't resonate for you, feel free to drop it where it counts. But this is something that I hear other readers say. They say sometimes I call it a divine. It's the gods basically do a divine act, a play theater. They play things out for us so we can have a better understanding of certain dynamics, experiences, roles, problems, you name it. And so a lot of mediums will mention that sometimes we play out something, and then they do this pause and they reflect, and they say some of you out there may be defensive. So there is a possibility for some of you guys, when someone has feedback for you, and you should listen, but you don't, because you get defensive, you take it personal, you find it hard to take it in for whatever reason. And I think a lot of it comes from because you're afraid of what that may say about you. And so yesterday, sometimes I get really interesting messages when I'm like in this weird half awake, half asleep state. And the state is really beautiful. I love the state a lot because I'm more receptive. I allow messages to flow through to me, and I listen better to the universe. And they'll give me some really cool stuff to chew on later on. And it gave me the scene in, what was it called? It's a time traveling movie with Doc and was it Melvin or something? And it's called Back to the Future. And they travel in time in a car. And it's brilliant, this series. I love this movie series a lot. I grew up with it. And so basically, this main character, you see a common theme throughout the films, is that, and it actually propels him through his experiences. When someone calls him chicken, he has an emotional response. He has to prove that person wrong by saying, I'm not chicken, don't call me chicken. And he actually does things against his against what would be good for himself and other people. So he makes a lot of bad choices based on the fact that someone dared him to do something by basically pressing the ego button by saying, oh, you're a chicken butt. You're a chicken butt. Have you ever seen kids, like they get sometimes like in that weird state of no, I'm not chicken. Do not call me chicken. We have a reactive experience. And so I thought, whoa, wow, have I been doing that? Like, what does that mean? And I chewed on it, and I realized that for some people out there, that is pretty much what it is. But for some people out there, I chewed on a little bit more. And it's really about the reactivity of being led by the nose, by impulses. And so you'll get scared and you'll make bad decisions from a fear response or from an anger response. And it's caused a lot of problems in your life. A lot of problems. And in terms of, for some of you, for the Fool card that's coming forth, is it's really important for you to go out and start at zero, start fresh, start new, and try your best to see it from a different perspective. That there is no blame. It's really hard to describe this, but in order for, you need to get into a learner mode. You need to be curious. You kind of need to let go of the old way of doing things and shake off. And the Tower card's been coming too, by the way. And, you know, in order for us to get back to zero, we gotta shake off old things that do no longer serve us. You know, you gotta shake it off. You gotta be willing to say goodbye to what's limiting you, because the Fool card isn't being held back by limitations anymore, restrictions. And if you are responding to your fear, your anger, because someone dared you, or someone said, oh, you're nothing, and you're like trying to prove someone wrong that you are something, you're going to run into a lot of problems. You're going to make choices that are not for your best interests. So it's time to ask yourself, what is in my best interest? And that might be slowing down, taking a deep breath, thinking things out and thoroughly. You can still have this zest for this life. You can go on adventures. You can be spontaneous, but make sure it's spontaneous with joy. Like you're being spontaneous with joy in your heart versus with fear and anger and avoidance of being blamed or hurt, because that's not the Fool card. That's a Fool card in reverse. That's the Fool card like being reckless. You do not want to be reckless. You want to be joyfully spontaneous. Does that make sense? Now we're finally into the Fool card, right? We're talking about what I've been feeling and noticing. And what you're going to notice in the shows, as much as I possibly can, we're going to go through these cards. We're going to talk about them a little bit. But I'm going to meditate and kind of chew on, like almost like a plant. Like, some plants you can chew on and you can get flavor, like a minty flavor. And it kind of it can refresh your palate. So you are ready for the next flavor. And we do sometimes have to cleanse ourselves and get back into a peaceful state. How do we do that? Well, I had this really interesting moment. Is sometimes, depending on what your strengths are, what makes you feel good, you have to go, how do we get back to zero? Because -1, what does that even mean? That means there's stuff hanging around you that's not really that good. It's not helping you. It's not making you feel good. Like all these negative thoughts coming through for your head. I saw a lot of sword energy, what was it? Was it 9 or 10 of swords or something that was about kind of being led astray by your negative thinking. But at the same time, it was really interesting because the Empress card did come up. And for whatever reason, before we entered this Fool card phase, for some of you, we were leaving a dark Emperor phase of someone who's very controlling and manipulative. So some of you, I literally, right as I was leaving to work, the door opened on its own. So the universe is saying for some of you, there is a new chapter happening. The door is opening. Check 919, because that's all about new chapters and being reminded to start this new chapter with wisdom and strength. You can still be scared, but not allow your fear to run you, which is an act of courage. Courage is not, you're at 0, but sometimes you might go back to -1, or you might be in +1. You might experience that flip-flop, but you often are trying to go back to 0, to that Zen state. So you're doing a lot better than you realize. I know. And they were talking to me about how there's going to be this really 8 of Wands energies coming forth. Things are speeding up. For some of you, things are speeding up really fast. And you're going to it's going to speed for some of you, and not for all of you. It's not for all of you. There's some, it's kind of interesting because there's some of you and there's some of you and there's some of you, but there is just kind of enjoy it. Don't there's a word I want to say, but if I say it, you're going to get anxious, I think. So just think about how exciting it's going to be and look at the positives of it all. I want to oh my God, you're getting rid of a frog in your throat. Something, you're expelling something. You're expelling something. Wow, that was intense. You're expelling something, something that needs to go is going to be going. And it's beautiful. I love it. Oh, please put in the comments what it is. Pretty please, with a cherry on top. Share if you liked anything you heard. Subscribe. Click. And the number 4 just came forth right now as we were talking. So that's about 4:14 specifically. So let's start at 4, right? 4, if you look at the different suits, it represents so many different things. And a lot of what I've been sensing is rest and celebration is so important to prepare you for this next stage. You have to recharge yourself. It's more important for you to say, I can I think it's more important for me to go outside and then get some sunlight. Oh, I know I have to do this, but right now it's more important for me to sleep an extra 15 minutes or whatever it is. I know this and this is important, but right now it's more important for me to take care of me right now. And to enjoy aspects of your life. Like, try whenever you, like, I know it can be really hard. Like, we go through certain experiences that are very draining naturally, but go towards that recharges you. Recharge your battery. It's so important right now. And look for things that make you feel good, like that, like, because a celebration, like, you need to get back to that zest of life. Because if we think about it, celebration is part of the Fool, like celebrating the new, celebrating, like, embracing the unknown. You don't know where you're going next. You just know it's going to be good. And it's like filling out an order, like, oh man, I love this new restaurant. Oh, I've never been here before. This is amazing. Oh my God, look at all these wonderful new foods. Like, you are expelling something so you can be ready for this next flavor that's happening. Wow, man, wow. Check out 9:19, but back to 4:14. Think about that. You're trusting the process. The universe is reminding you right now in this new beginning. It's so important for you to trust the process. This is a reminder. A reminder that you are on the right path. 58. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that amazing? We are getting to the phase where I gotta wrap up and give out the last hellos and goodbyes, because this has definitely been a journey, right? And for a reason, they want me to remind you guys, this is the year of the dragon. This is a very potent year. And I know for some of us, it may, really, but the universe is reminding us that a lot of what's going on right now is meant to serve us in one way or another. When I first started this year, I wanted to waste nothing. I wanted to utilize what I had and to find ways of bringing forth to me my manifestations. And what I have found is letting go and trusting the universe is really helpful. When we try, this is the time to loosen your grip, basically. Just try your best. Even if you distract yourself, and that lets you do it, because you do not want to lose this opportunity. The door is opening up for you. And I say this because I really want you to get this opportunity. I really, really, really do. All right, I had a great time. Thank you so much. This was a beautiful reading. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. Be careful of scammers. I'm the Messy Human Tarot. My email is down below. If you're interested, I am also on Yelp. If you need to reach out to me in another way to ask me about my services, I will provide you a flyer, an image of all my services. It is by appointment only. I do things in advance for a good reason. My office hours, which means I respond on Sunday, Monday. So it's sometimes Tuesday, but it's really consistently Sunday, Monday. Those are the days that I am able to respond to you. So if it takes you a while, it's okay. Just trust the process. All right. Marry me, blessed be, amen to good health, and thank you so much. It was so lovely. Ta!